Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Magic.
Hello, Pierre. How's it going?
Good. Are you ready for a photo session?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm on the 50-1.8.
I'm on the 35-1.4.
Okay, you're on a Sony. I'm on a Canon R6 Mark II. And Magic, I got a question for you that's super important. If you had a budget of like max $300 for a lens, what lens would you buy?
I would get a 50 tilt from TT Artisan, to be honest. Have you ever tried this?
50, the 1.4?
1.4, but it's a tilt. It's a tilt lens.
It's not shift, just tilt.
No, just tilt, no tilt shift.
Yeah. So I've tried that one, and it was so surprising. I'm trying to get a few cool shots of that car right now. Okay, why that lens?
So first of all, for those who don't know, I'm a wedding photographer, and I've been shooting weddings for already 10 years. And one of my first lenses that I got, like a fun lenses, was a 45 tilt shift. And I just fall in love with being able to have like two planes of focus, like two things in focus, something in front of you and something farther in the distance. So I just love playing with that idea of that soft kind of image, but on the other hand, like having two different things in focus.
That's interesting. But do you think it's an accessible lens for everybody, like at the beginning?
It's another beginner lens for sure. It's a tough one. Like, so if you get it and you don't know what to do, you're gonna hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you won't be getting the results. It's so hard to navigate that tilt space if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I remember I got like super confused the first time I shot with it because it was like really hard to navigate. That's why personally, I always recommend or would recommend to anyone like a 50-1.8. From the manufacturer, like this one. So this one is a little bit special. If you're wondering what this is a 50-1.8 that was made for cinema stuff. That's why it has a special case, and inside you've got a 51F R8 1.8 from what do you call that? Canon? Sorry, I was about to say Sony, but no, it's Canon. And I think it's kind of interesting to use, but it's also like the most accessible and easiest lens if you're trying to get some bokeh and if you're trying to make things a little more interesting, especially if you've only been shooting with what do you call that? Kit lens. I think that's a great one. Because yours right now, that's gonna be a manual lens, right?
That's a 100% manual lens. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
So that's a good point.
So I recommend this as a fun lens. So if someone is looking to, go farther, to have some fun with photography, like beyond normal things, normal portraits, like you get it for cheap, and it's really great for that. But yeah, I do agree with you that if someone has a, let's say, a kit lens and just needs something else, like a simple prime, like a 51.8, that's a great way to go.
51.8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every manufacturer has a 51.8 lens.
They also have like cheap 1.4s, no? I think like Samyang or something, like 35. Oh, I missed that shot. With the guy walking, it was kind of cool. I think he went in the lobby, but we're doing this photo session trying to get to a spot, and I think what's going to be interesting is to see how we shoot while we're getting on the spot, but also getting your insight as a wedding photographer. Because you see things very differently as a wedding photographer.
Yeah, I'm very new to shooting streets, so I kind of look at you and like, you're crazy, why are you stopping? And you're like doing all these reflections and stuff like that. So I'm more like, oh, where's the light? Where would I put a human in the picture? Because like I'm a, people's person.
But that's interesting. It's exactly why I love shooting with you. Because although I was a wedding photographer, I haven't been for a while. So I think it's mixed now, I think, Now the trend's gonna come, it's gonna be like super loud.
Dude, I'm missing all my shots right now.
It's because
of the manual focus and the tilt.
Oh yeah, that happens. But yeah, so tell me
Oh, let's go there. I want those lights.
What do you think wedding photographers see differently from other street photographers, and what lens is your favorite when you're especially when you're doing weddings?
Well, it's a different game, like completely from my street. Even though I would say that wedding photography, you have like so many different types of photography within the wedding photography, because you do portraits, you do indoors, you do dance shots, party photos, you do product photos of like rings and stuff, you do macro photos, you do all that stuff, right? But the only thing you don't do is the street. Although there are wedding photographers who are like very documentary, driven.
Yeah.
But that's not me.
No?
I care a lot about what my clients want and feel.
Okay.
And what my goal when I'm shooting weddings is to make my clients happy. That's my goal. That's my primary.
That's good, because that's the people who hire you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I want them to look happy in the images. I want them to feel happy, and I want them to feel good in my presence. So that's my mission.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But with lenses, it's 35 and a 50.
35 and 50.
Yeah.
You don't go above?
Lenses. I have 85 that I barely use.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, look at this wedding photography.
Huh. That's funny.
This is the commercial
for the big rings.
The big ring.
Well, so you don't go above.
Yeah, then
50 much.
Not much. Very rarely.
So you're pretty close to your clients when you're shooting.
I'm very close to people. Yeah.
Ooh, I thought this would be cool, but I don't think that works. That's interesting. I usually, a lot of people ask me what lens they should get started with, and sometimes even for their wedding,
Yeah.
And I feel like there's always two routes for people, even without doing weddings. It's like either you go the zoom guy route,
True.
or you become a woman, or you become the prime person, you know?
Yeah.
I think you can mix both, obviously.
I think too, especially these days with like this. So there's such a good zooms now, like even faster than they used to be back in the day. So you get, what do you have? Like very popular is like that Tamron and now Samyang 35 to 150. Have you shot it?
Oh.
I've never shot it, to be honest. I'm a
great.
G Master, bitch.
Oh.
I only have G Masters.
That's funny. I actually heard good things about it, honestly.
Yep, same.
But I have never tried it. I think it would be interesting to try it. So I tell them, you have to make a choice.
True.
Now, when you're gonna go just primes, maybe for starting, it's gonna be more intimidating.
Yeah.
Because you might feel like you're gonna miss a lot of shots. But then when you're gonna shoot with prime lenses, you're gonna get such a different look and feel,
Exactly.
And so when you shoot the zooms, you can cover everything. So maybe you'll feel
you're
safer.
Slightly losing out on that look. Yep.
Yeah. But if it's the start, maybe it's better to be safe.
Then I think like a safe cheap zoom plus 150mm lens. It's a great combo.
Which one?
Like a 50mm.
Yeah.
And one like simple zoom like.
Oh yeah.
Could be
24-70.
Could be that 35 to 150 Tamyang.
Yeah.
It will
you
get you
cover
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, because
and then you will see if you like to be close, if you like to be farther away. Oh, I love those reflections.
Which one?
I'm going there. From that pulse, look at this.
I want to see.
When the car comes, so like the light.
Oh.
Hey, what is it that is reflecting? Street lights? Street lights.
Well, all the street lamps are on, and I don't know why. It's actually, oh yeah, there is some reflection happening here.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
It looked more from back there. It's a different angle.
Let's do a little corner around the red one over there, so you can see it at least once. And so, what would be the first prime lens you recommend people?
What's that first what?
The first prime lens. And
yeah,
beyond the 51A.
35.
35?
35, yeah. 35 will get you everything. I know wedding photographers who could shoot everything all day. I could probably shoot all day, only 35.
Really?
And yeah.
Let's go this way.
No, it's the best documentary lens. It's like...
Documentary, you think?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have too much distortion. It feels slightly pretty natural,
You can do both
right?
portraits. Stay here.
Oh.
You can do both portraits and a whole day. Look at
found
this.
Some weird grass stuff.
Wait for it. I'm gonna change the tilt on my lens.
Are you with your tilt?
Yeah, you're gonna love this image.
That's funny.
Wait, just need to get the... Oh, the bird. I missed the bird. Damn it. Give me one more. One more bird. Just... Oh.
Bird coming. Oh, it turned.
No. All right, almost, almost.
So 35, 1.4, 1.8 doesn't matter. Anything?
It has to be 1.4, dude. Like it, like.
Okay, why?
Obviously, it can be everything, but 35 1.4 gets you such a cool look if you use it wide open.
Okay.
For portraits, for everything basically. Huge difference, 1.4 versus 1.8, in my opinion.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There was a time I've shot with like Fuji X Pro 3 it was.
Yeah. With
a 23 millimeter 1.4 lens, so it was like 35 1.8 or 2.1 2.0 equivalent.
Yeah.
It was nothing like 35 1.4 on full frame.
Really interesting.
Yeah. Like that difference between 1.4 and 1.8 and 2.0 is just too big, in my opinion.
Yeah, sometimes it's the difference between just the creamy.
Yeah, but that's
just a little.
On the wide angle lens, it just makes a huge difference.
Okay, man.
That's interesting. Like that.
That's cool. That's very cool. I love those lights and stuff. I used to, you know what? I used to be a lighting designer, and we designed very similar cloud of lights shape in one of the shopping malls.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was your job before?
Lighting designer, yeah.
And what got you into photography?
Oh, I just always loved photos, I guess. And yeah, after my wedding, I was like, whoa, these photos are awesome. I want to take photos like this.
Really?
Yeah.
So that kind of made you want to become a wedding photographer?
Yeah.
You're like, I want to be able to do that? Those like things in the wall, like those creases are always like cool for photos. And how long did it take you between the day you're like, I wanna try to do that, and you did it?
4 years until I went full time. Let's go here.
4 years?
Yeah.
What was the beginning like for you?
It's pretty easy, to be honest. It was like a friend's asking like, hey, I see you take photos. Can you shoot my wedding photos? And I'd be like, sure. I shot 1, then I shot 3, then I shot 5, then I shot 15. And yeah.
Interesting. What was the hardest part then?
I think making a decision to go full time.
Oh, because you have the big job?
Yeah, just letting go the, you know, the comfort.
I think that's the hardest, no? For everyone. Like knowing that you won't know exactly how things will unfold.
Correct.
That's interesting. Oh, there's a good patch of light over there. So when did you buy your first prime lens?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey,
yeah, nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name's Margot.
Margot.
As well.
Nice to meet you, dude. That's so cool.
Yeah, I always thought of, like, I thought someday I would find you on the Chicago streets. Like, I keep seeing your videos.
There you go.
This is the day. This is the day.
This is a one day. The sun is out. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
That's
Where's
so
your
cool.
camera then?
I just went to tour a house, so I don't have my camera with me. But
No, it's here.
It's here. Yeah,
That's
it's
this
here.
camera.
Yeah.
This is a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty good.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Enjoy the day, dude.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks. Well, what did your wife say about you going full time? Like, was she a little worried, or?
No, she was into it all the time. Yeah.
Or she was into it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're married long before?
I had, long before. I had already 3 kids. So
Oh,
that
you had
was
3 kids?
at that point. Yeah, so the decision was even harder to make, you know, having 3 kids.
Dude, that's a big decision. A lot of people will be
Yeah.
afraid of that.
Yeah. So I need to follow the Excel spreadsheet. I had this Excel spreadsheet telling me when I will be able to afford
Really?
a living from shooting weddings. Yeah.
And
That's what I recommend to everyone. Every freelancer should have this.
Tell me
Excel
more about the
spreadsheet.
Excel spreadsheet. What were you tracking exactly?
Dude, just numbers. I'm a numbers guy, so just, you know, following the numbers, knowing how many weddings at what rate I need to do for it to just make financially sense to leave the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Now,
you
now
said it
it's
took
even
you
more
4
advanced
years.
because now my Excel spreadsheet is dictating me whether I can afford a new lens or not. Because I just look at it and know, you know, like wedding photography is like a seasonal thing.
Okay.
So you make a lot of money during the wedding season and then you make less
Yes.
in the non-wedding season, right?
And I think that's one of the hardest part, right, about weddings.
And then if you're not trained how to spend money or how not to spend money,
yes,
then you're freaked.
Oh, that was I missed the shot. Totally missed the shot. Would have been cool to have him with his headphones while there was a Apple Music classical play, thing in the background.
And then Apple would sponsor your video.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
this podcast is sponsored by Apple.
I would love to.
No, it's not.
Okay, so we're gonna go back this way.
So you need to get me to my spot.
So that's our spot on the left. So you have that spreadsheet, you crunch your numbers. So you saw it before time that it would take you 4 years, or
no,
you knew?
I unfortunately I had no idea. And plus, when you're doing a full-time job, you cannot really, spend time fully on your freelance thing. Yeah. So you cannot, spread your wings.
Yes.
So that was a huge difference when I quit. Like in the first week, I could already feel the difference. I was like, shit, I have so much time now. I can do this.
I
can do marketing. I hate that when I'm always with you, I'm shooting some weird manual focus lenses.
Oh, that's true in Japan too. If you haven't seen our videos from Japan, guys, check them out and on Magic's channel. Really cool stuff. So you didn't know, and when did you leave your job? So year 4?
Year 4. Yeah.
Year 4. Okay, so you did 4 seasons basically because you're in Poland, so it's like seasonal.
Yeah, very seasonal.
It's not like California.
It's not California.
Almost year
Far away
round.
from that.
Yeah. What was your first prime lens you purchased then for a wedding? Or just like
that's a good question.
Pro prime lens.
That's a
not
good
just
question.
for wedding, but like.
I think the first pro prime lens was 35-1.4L from Canon.
Wait, you were Canon before?
I was Canon. Like there was no Sony back then, dude.
They don't have argument. I think they.
Oh, look at this couple. They both have hats.
So you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Okay. That's so interesting. What Canon were you shooting with?
Yeah, so there's no Sony back then. I started with 5D Classic.
Yeah.
Then 5D Mark II, then 5D Mark III, then 5D Mark IV. I had all the 5Ds.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but there was always double exposure on it, right?
Not always.
How do you call that?
It was double exposure. Yeah. Since 5D3, I think. 5D3.
The 3, okay. Not the 2.
I don't think it was a 2.
Okay.
Or maybe it
this
was.
Shot came
I don't
out
remember.
Cool. Look with the light.
That's cool. That's cool.
I was like, I didn't know if it would catch the focus, but it did. I think it did. At least it looks in the back screen, which is always a surprise sometimes with Canon after. Did I tell you about the frustration that you can't charge with any USB-C?
You did.
It has to be very specific USB-Cs, very specific power delivery. And I'm like,
That's
oh,
weird.
wow. And you can't use it while it's charging.
That's the worst, actually.
Yeah, it's not like super. I don't think it would make me switch to Sony, but
I like the
yeah, I love it.
Side.
Beautiful. Look at this, guys. We've got like great light
here.
Like, yeah, just shoot to the side a little bit. It's a little weird at 50, but I think the vertical look. Oh no, it's not that bad, but it's a little funky.
Can't look. I'm waiting for gentleman to move.
Oh. Shot happening. Oh, look at this. And someone was really, really cool features coming in. Oh, I think that look cool. Look at this.
Nice.
This guy was awesome.
That's nice.
Let's try to go to that spot. It's just there. That's gonna be nice. What made you better as a photographer? Prime lenses or zooms?
It's not gear.
It's not gear?
Not gear.
No, wait, no. We're supposed to sell gear.
Communication with people.
Oh, interesting. Communication with people. Tell me more.
Yeah, as a wedding photographer, I think like the best skill you can have is like to well communicate like what you do. Because for them it's almost always the first wedding ever, right?
Oh,
we've shot tens of weddings.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
that's the Batman building.
Yeah, that's a famous spot. So communication made you a better photographer.
100%.
How did you train communication?
It's hard to say, like, it's hard to train communication. I think it's like, for me, like the most important change was to brand myself the way so I could attract the right people.
Okay.
Right? So, and then on top of that, making all of my brochures and materials that I was sharing with my couples with as many information as, like, filling with as many information as I could. And then on top of that, if there's any miscommunication somehow, so they would expect that I would do something else that I've done, I don't know, that I've shot something differently or edited something black and white and they didn't want that, I would always blame this on me.
Yeah.
Because like
take responsibility for it, never be like,
exactly,
my client's stupid. Oh, this is a really pretty shot.
Very nice. I have 0 shots, I think. Okay, maybe.
I don't know, they just look good at the back of my camera. Remember what I said in the review, it's like, they look good at the back of the Canon, and then maybe that's why we should. That's why we should shoot Canon. It's like just to be happy when you shoot, and then you just stop shooting. You know. Do you want to go here
for a second, and then we can go the garage.
Okay. So Magic's never been to Chicago, so I'm like kind of like street photographying with him, and we've been hitting a few cool spots before that. But it's awesome to hear a little bit your story. Also, and like tap into that. I mean, I always believe like you that wait for it. That, what do you call that? That communication is super important with people, especially when you do portraits and stuff.
Especially when you like serve people, and I would call myself a person in a service business. That's what I'm doing.
It's true, you're in the service industry.
And I know that many wedding photographers would like to think like
they're just artists.
They're just artists, and they're in the art business. But unfortunately, it's not like that. So, of course, we can be as artistic, like try to be as artistic as we can. But yeah, there has to be an element of servicing people.
I agree with you that you're in the service industry. When I was working, like doing portraits, doing weddings, I felt the same way. It's like you're serving people and you're trying to give them the best experience possible while taking, and photos is 100%. Almost like a byproduct, you know?
100%.
How do we get
especially these days, I think it's become, like with the market saturated with so many photographers, it's just become so much more important to, connect.
Yes.
So your couple can connect with you as a person first.
Yeah.
And then the photos comes next as a product of that connection.
That's true.
And like when people ask me like, oh, what's like the best marketing advice? Like, how do I advertise? How do I book weddings? Just the ones that you already shoot, just care about these people. Like, if you do that, the weddings will come.
Interesting. Yeah, and then there's a lot of word of mouth, right, for people. So that's pretty important. Okay, we're gonna go to this really cool spot you'll see.
Whoa, Pierre, so is that the third spot for today?
Third spot for today. Really nice spot because you're with the train tracks at the same level.
Wait, again the parking? Is that a parking again?
Parking. Parking life in Chicago.
Bring this on.
Look at this. Okay, so this looks interesting. But then, when you get here, you're like, whoa, what's happening? You're like,
wow, that's cool.
That's cool, right?
So that's Monroe Street.
Yeah.
Epic.
It's a really fun spot.
I love it.
Now we can wait for a train. You can do panning shots here. You can do a lot. It's also nice for portraits. I mean, we can go down one level. It's going to be nicer. Yeah, why don't you stand over there?
Me standing?
Yeah, just go stand a little bit there. Here on the right?
Here?
No, with that light in the background. Perfect, just stay there, yeah. And just go profile, sideways. That's funny. That's hilarious. This is why you shoot with friends. So you can make silly photos like that.
That's the best. Oh
That's
yeah.
The best.
Oh yeah.
The best shot.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be interesting when it's gonna pass by. We're gonna try a little panning shot here. I don't know why it doesn't look the same when I click now versus after. It's terrible. One of them almost okay, but not really.
She was posing for the picture.
I know, so we have to do it again. I have to do it again because it wasn't a good shot.
I almost got her in focus.
Nice.
That's a guy.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a guy. Oh, you with the tilt.
Yeah.
So it's even more fun.
So that's funky. So yeah, if anyone wants to play with some funky lenses and get some weird effects, I recommend trying tilt like this. Like to add to your arsenal, like maybe a third lens after all the must-have lenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always suggest there's no need for more lenses, but I think very specific lenses like that are very unique.
Or creativity lenses, or some manual odd lenses maybe. There's tons of these that you can adapt now to all the mirrorless cameras. So they will just give you something else, something special, I would even say.
That you can't get with
all the modern, yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a good advice because we tend, especially nowadays with so many lenses coming out all the time. I mean, if you look at what happened with Sony, with Canon, with everyone, what happened is that since they released mirrorless cameras, they've been able to push a whole new line of gear.
Of course, exactly.
That never existed before. Canon had already all the lenses they would need.
And now they have
And now they're like, yes, RF. Let's see what that did. That one's not too bad, but that's not that interesting.
You need a wider angle lens.
Yeah, 50 is
panning.
tough here. And the guy there was no one looking at us. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that interesting yet. Photography is really about finding ways to express ourselves, but also to take ourselves out of ourselves. Especially when you do it for fun. It's you stay in your photography and you don't think, I'm bored, I don't know what to shoot, etc., blah, blah, blah. And that's interesting. We just met someone, Paul, earlier.
Yeah.
He was it's whenever I feel at home, I'm bored, I don't know what to do. He's that's the time I know I have to go shoot. And that's when I'm going to make it interesting. Or at least get out of my own rut. And I think we all get caught up in that where we're oh no, it's fine. But then at the end of the day, it's really about, are you able to shoot and move when it's difficult? Because once you have movement, it's easier to keep going. But that first part is the hardest, starting the movement. It's starting any project is the hardest. Once you get started, you're good. Let's go.
Yeah. And I think then the transition from the hobbyist photographer for a pro photographer, you have to learn then that communication and that dealing with clients. That's the next level stuff.
True.
Yeah.
It's the next level, but I see people who've been salesmen before.
Oh yeah, and they can handle
just kill it because they're amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, not all salesmen, but that person I know, he participated in the course, and then he went in. He was selling I think medical stuff.
Yeah.
And then he went full into wedding photography, and he's
crushing
fully
it.
booked. He's crushing it.
Oh yeah.
And he loves what he's doing, but he has a cool feeling with people. Even when I talk to him, it's engaging and nice.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
That's often a key for wedding photographers. But also, it's not the case that every wedding photographer has to be super outgoing and super, entertaining.
That's
of course,
true.
if you are like that, you'll for sure crush it. But there's just so many different people in the world, so many different types of people. So some
true.
people need quiet people to be with too.
Yeah.
So that's also important. Don't beat yourself up if you're more a quiet person, let's say.
Yeah, that's very true because I have a very like outgoing personality, I would say, or like energetic.
Yeah.
Some people are way too chill, and they would be like, "What's happening to this photographer?"
Why is this guy jumping on us all the time? Why is he screaming at us? Why is he laughing?
I wouldn't. No, that's not me. That's not me. But I just have a lot of energy, you know.
Yeah, I know.
This is way harder than I thought, this one.
Yeah, for sure with 50. I'll grab the biker. Look at this.
Yeah. But I'm trying also, I'm trying with a too slow shutter speed. I really wanted to get a really nice effect here.
Yeah. Maybe we need to take a few steps back.
Maybe we need to do like that.
And then you're going to drop the camera.
Oh no.
And then that's going to be the end of the video.
Yeah, Adorama is going to be like, excuse me, where's the camera we lent you? All right, well, this is a lot harder than I thought. Cheers. Cheers to this little cool photo session. I wanted to bring you guys in this space and have the discussion with you too, because I thought it could be interesting, changing the format a little bit, not just having me, but also having Magic with us and sharing his insight and like his tips and a little bit of your life, you know. I think it's awesome. So go check out Magic. And with that being said, guys, get out there, go shoot, try something different, try something new, work on your skills, link below, and I wish you an amazing day. See ya.